Wagwan Creative, welcome to another sewing project here with Style by Marvel Greg. If you're new here, you're welcome to the family, and if you're an old subscriber, thank you for constantly supporting this channel. Today's project, we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful top that you see here that can pass off for a corporate top, and also a top you can wear for any outing. If this looks like what you're interested in, then do well to watch this video to the end. Let's get right into it, guys. So I'm going to be using a plain fabric for this. This is a Duchess fabric. I think I used about 2.5 yards for this. So I just went ahead to fold it into two and determine my starting point. Then I went ahead to label my bust point. Then I went ahead to mark my waistline that I'm working with, which is about 19 inches. So from that waistline of 19 inches, I went down again by about 6 inches to give that back effect that is on the top of this dress. So just go down about 5 inches from your normal waist measurement. So for instance, if you're working with a waistline of about 18 inches, so from that 18 inches you mark about 5 or 6 inches depending on how you want, depending on how pronounced you want the back effect to be. So I went ahead to map out my shoulder, then I went down by 1 inches for my slope, then I map out my chest line, which is about 8 inches. So I'm just going to rule a line across so that you can see. I have at my shoulder up there, I went ahead to map it at my chest line like so, and I went ahead to rule a straight line just the way I'm doing here. So the next step is to go ahead and divide what I have there by 2. I went out by 0.5 inches. Then at my chest line, I went ahead to impute my round bust measurements, divide by 4. Then I'm going to be connecting these 3 mark together just as I'm doing here, which is now going to be serving as our armhole curve. So next, now we're going to be working on our neckline. So for me, I used a width of about 4.5 inches, which I found out was little too wide, so you can just stick to 3.5 or 4 inches. So this is going to serve as, so this pattern is for the front. So I went for my neck depth, I went about 7 inches. Then I map about the 4.5 inches that I did for the width, and I'm now going to connect it with a straight line just like I'm doing here. Then I'm going to now give it a curve, so because I didn't want it to be too sharp at that edge. So this is like a U-shape neckline, so I'm just going to curve it just like I did. So this is our front piece for the top. So what I have there, I'm just going to impute it my bust point, and I'll rule a straight line and connect together. So at my waistline, I went ahead to impute my round waist measurements. Then I'm now going to connect my lines like I'm doing here. So now the next step is to go ahead. I went ahead to add an extra 1 inches for my back, so that's a total of 26 inches for the length of this top for the front. Then I went ahead to connect my waist area all the way to the back's effect, that's to the length of the top for the front piece. Then I went ahead to impute and connect my shoulder slope. I went up by 1/2 inch for joining allowance. So the next step is for us to go ahead and cut out the front piece. So before I forget, I also went ahead to include about 2 inches for our stitching allowance for this front piece. So I'll just go ahead and mark the 2 inches, and I'll go ahead and connect all together just as I'm doing here. So after doing that, I went ahead to cut out So this is going to serve as the front panel for this top. Don't forget the neck depth, I did 4.5, then the length I did about 6.5 inches. So that's basically for the cutting of the front. So we'll go ahead and cut for the back. So I went ahead to mark out my 1.5 inches that I'll be using for the zipper allowance. Then I placed my top on it. If you observe from the beginning, the back of this top do not have a back waistline. So, but if you want yours to have a back waistline effect, that's a back effect, just like the front, just go ahead and cut out the same, just the same way you cut for the front. So at my waistline, I went out by 1 inches. Is going to serve as my folding allowance for the back. Then I went out by about 0.7 inches there. This is just to help take out any gaping when fixing my zipper. So that's basically it. So I'm just going to go ahead and also work on my neck depth. So for the neck depth, I did 1 inches, so 4.5 by 1 inches. So I'm just going to connect it just like so, and I'll just go ahead and cut out. So like I said, if you want yours to have the same back effect just as the front, so just go ahead and place the front and the back and just cut out the exact same thing. The only difference is just going to be the neck area for the back. So I'll just go ahead and notch my zipper allowance point, and the next step now is to go ahead and cut the down part of the back pattern. So then I'm going to be using an interfacing for this. You can go ahead and use a lining if you want. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out interfacing for the front and also for the back. So at this point, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so by clicking on the subscription button so you get notified, and also turn on your notification bell so whenever I post new videos you will get notified. I'll also go ahead and cut for the back as well. So this is what it looks like. So after cutting for the back, so the first step is for us to go ahead and start sewing, and the first sewing step is to begin with fixing our zipper for the back. So I'm just going to measure how long I want the zipper to be, which is about 13 inches. I marked it there. So from that point I'm going to stitch all the way down, then I'll go ahead and fold the hemline for the back. Remember, I left 1 inches for this purpose before I fix my zipper. So this is what it looks like. I went ahead to fold the edge, and I'm going to just go ahead and give it a good press. Then I'll go ahead and fix my zipper. My zipper was too long, so I cut out some parts. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done fixing my zipper. So I'm just going to turn it out with my interfacing just to give it a very neat look. So just look at the way I'm opening it. I'll just open the zipper totally like so, and I'll place my interfacing and I'll stitch all the way to the other side. So this is what it looks like. After stitching it, I went ahead to give it a good press so it laps neatly. So voila, this is what yours should look like, or even neater. So the next step now is to work on the front. So for the front, I also went ahead to stitch my interfacing in place. This is what it looks like. I gave it a good press. So next, at this back effect, this point, I'm going to be using my bias to turn it over. You can use your fabric or you can use your lining. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done turning it over with my bias. So when sewing the bias, when I got to that sharp edge, I cut the bias and I started again on the other side so as to give that V shape. So the next step is to join our dress together. So before I join together, I'm going to be fixing a belt to this, but first I'll go ahead and join the shoulders first. So for the belt, you should use 2 by 18 inches. My belt wasn't so long, so yours should be long to give it a beautiful outcome. So this is what my belt look like after fixing my belt and stitching my side. I'm going to measure for my sleeve what I have at my round armhole. So here I have my sleeve fabric folded into 4. So for the length here, I have about 25 inches for the length. That's this. So I'm going to just go ahead and mark 5 inches from my starting point. Then I'll go ahead and curve my sleeve just neatly, just the way I'm doing, and I'll ensure that it's curved properly to fit into the measurements that I have for my round sleeve. So this is basically just a straight sleeve. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure my bicep. So your bicep is the largest part of your arm. So the bicep I'm working with is about 7.5. So I'm going to add extra ½ inch for ease. Then I'll add 1 inch for stitching allowance. I'll do same for my round elbow. So for what I have at my bicep is a total of 8 inches. At my elbow, I'm going to also mark that same 8 inches, and at the sleeve hem I will mark 8 inches. So everything from top to bottom of the sleeve is like 8 inches wide. Then I'll trim off the excess I have, and that's basically all for this sleeve. So now I have a total of 25 inches for the length of the sleeve. So the next step now is to go ahead and stitch my sleeve together, close up my sleeve, and also close up the hem points and give it a very good press. So I'll just go over it again in case you didn't get it. So for instance, if your bicep is about 7 inches, so just mark 8 inches for your bicep. So that same inches is what you mark at the hemline and also at the elbow. So I'll go ahead and fix my sleeve, and after fixing it, I'll give it a good press, and voila, our top is ready. I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll also be trying it. Just go ahead and give your dress a good press and also close up all the rough edges with your weaving machine. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.